Hello everyone, Monique here, wishing you a very happy full moon in Sagittarius. The full moon will be here on Sunday, May 31st at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time, and it will be at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, this full moon is also a blue moon, and I know we've all heard the expression once in a blue moon, which indicates something rare. So this full moon is really going to be a very rare and special opportunity for us to explore these themes, the Sagittarian themes. Sagittarius is really about freedom. It's the freedom to grow, to think, the freedom to tell the truth. It's about the freedom to become more of who we really are, our true, authentic self. What's important with 9 degrees, the number 9 in numerology is about completion. It's about wisdom, it's about spiritual growth, and most importantly, it's about closing out a cycle. When you look at numbers, you see 9 is, well, the single digits at least. We have 1 through 9, and 9 is the last of those numbers. And so it carries all the wisdom of the numbers that came before it. So it's with this wisdom that it can complete the cycle and move on to the next one. In addition to the number 9, Uranus is in Gemini, the sun is in Gemini, and they will both be standing across the sky from the full moon in Sagittarius. And Uranus is the ultimate pattern breaker. So we have this energy around this full moon that is asking us to go in a new direction, to seek something new. And that's what Sagittarius is. Sagittarius is the seeker. Sagittarius is the philosopher. Sagittarius is the traveler, and it's the one who's willing to leave behind the known and explore a new, go on a new adventure. An adventure to find something that's more meaningful and more true. So this is the opportunity that this full moon brings for us. So during this new moon, take it as an invitation to really think about what needs to be wrapped up. What cycle needs to be completed. What do we need to release now? It may be a fear, a limitation. It could be a relationship. It could be even an outdated version of ourselves that just needs to come to an end. It needs to wrap up. And this wrapping up or releasing is meant to lead us to a greater sense of freedom and a greater sense of authenticity. When you look at the title of this blog, it's about rewilding ourselves to get back to our true nature, that instinctual self that we know. And sometimes in society and life, we step away from it. Our society is not designed for us to be our authentic self all the time. We spend so much time being trapped and removed or disconnected from our instinctive self. In our society, we spend a lot of time overthinking, overworking, being over anxious, and we separate ourselves from that true wild self that's within us, our true authentic nature. We're busy trying to survive that we actually very seldomly live. So this new moon is about living again. Did I say new moon? I meant full moon. This full moon is about reclaiming our wildness, and it's not about being reckless, definitely not about reckless. It's not about chaos, but it is about being alive. And so that's the key here. And of course, as I was thinking of this blog, usually things come up. And what came up for me was the book Women Who Run with the Wolves by Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. It's one of my favorite books. And I actually recommend, if you've never read the book, to get the audiobook because she is absolutely the ultimate storyteller. When you listen to her voice, her cadence, how she connects the story from the beginning all the way to the end, the emotion, she does a lot of mythology, and she talks about the wildness in our stories. And it's really a book that invites us to be completely alive. And honestly, words do not do it justice. I really recommend that you get the audiobook and listen to her telling you how to remember who you are. The entire book is about rewilding the soul. So it's about returning to our instinct, our intuition, returning the truth to the truth of who we are. It's about returning to our parts of ourselves that, we have abandoned in order to survive or to belong or to be accepted. So please read this book. So please also take the time to take out your chart. This is the time to look at your natal chart. And I want you to look at the house that is ruled by Sagittarius, because this is the area of your life that's going to be lit up. It's going to give you the courage, the inspiration to take the risk. Sagittarius is the risk taker. So look at what part of your chart is being lit up, the house that is ruled by Sagittarius. And also, I would say to you, as we always do, look at if there are any planets in the house, and look at the degree. Look at the degree that's on the cusp of the house, as well as the degree of any planets that you may have in the house. This full moon is at 9 degrees of Sag. So it will be more impactful for you if your house, your Sagittarian house, or any planets in that house are anywhere between the number 3 degrees before 9, 3 degrees after. So anywhere from 6 degrees to 12 degrees. So again, any planets or houses that you have in Sagittarius between 6 and 12 degrees means that this moon will be more important for you. Now, in the last blog that I did, we talked about Venus moving into Cancer. And Venus is moving towards Jupiter, who is also in Cancer. And they're going to meet up at 25 degrees of Cancer on June 9th. So this is a very, when we think of, first of all, Venus and Jupiter are in astrology the two benefics. So these planets give us blessings. They bring us support. They allow us for expansion. There's a real sense of love and nourishment when these two planets and signs that they're very comfortable in meet up. So the encouragement for this reading is to also look at the house where Cancer is. Look at the house that is ruled by Cancer, because this is where the blessings and the support will come for you from now and also peaking on June 9th. So look at your Sagittarius house to tell you what is you need to release, what is not supporting your wild soul, and then look to your Cancer house to see how you can accept the blessings that will come your way after letting go and coming back to your true, authentic self. So please read the blog. There's lots of information. There's a lot of information about the blue moon. You'll understand what it truly means. There's information about the moon itself. And of course, the blog has rituals. And you'll notice that the rituals are expanding a little. Last month, we talked about the tarot card for the new moon. This month, I should say. And this month, I'm going to also invite you to look at the energy of this tarot card. This is the Knight of Wands, and you can see that he's on his horse and he's ready to move forward. And that is the energy. You'll see the card has a lot of energy, a passion. It's alive and it's moving. So use that tarot energy to support you in this full moon. Also, I also included a new ritual around essential oils. So you have now some essential oils that you can use around the full moon as a part of your full moon ritual. And if you would like help in understanding how this full moon is personally activating your natal chart, please call or reach out to me and book a reading. Because especially this year in 2026, it is about taking that next step into this new world with confidence. So I'm always here and happy to support you with a reading. And finally, I have when I talk about this new moon, the song that came up is Lou Reed's Walk on the Wild Side. So what I will say until we meet again, happy full moon in Sagittarius, and please take a walk on the wild side. Thank you so much. Happy full moon, happy blue moon, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.